Terry Thamer, and today I wanted to share some thoughts on perseverance. Perseverance is a trait that each person must nurture in their own life and individual situations. Many times things are endured, but they're beyond our control, which really only makes the enduring harder. Some equate perseverance to suffering and consider it to be just part of the human plight. Yet what really matters is how we persevere, and that is ultimately our choice. While there are many examples of perseverance in both the Old and New Testament, Jesus is the ultimate example. In his passion, he persevered even to the death on the cross. Yet while he humanly felt abandoned, he knew he was not alone. His Father was with him, helping, encouraging, guiding him each step of the way. He was committed to doing his Father's will, to persevering, thus earning salvation for all mankind. Jesus knew that we too would face numerous events in both our mortal and spiritual lives which would require perseverance. "Be not afraid" is one of the most common phrases in the gospel uttered by Jesus. He knows the struggle and challenges we face because he faced them as well. The phrase is meant to encourage each of us to persevere and carries his promise of help, peace, and courage to endure. There are also people in our lives, both seen and unseen, who are there to help, encourage, and support us to persevere. But do we listen to them? In today's world of individualism, we often feel that we must carry the burden alone. To help accept or even acknowledge our struggle is a sign of weakness, implying we can't do it alone and therefore are inadequate. Our society fosters such negative individualism, which is the opposite of Jesus' approach of struggles and hardship. He repeatedly says, "You are not alone. I am with you." And he is saying that to each of us every day, if we but listen and pay attention to his voice and the voices of others in our lives. Ultimately, the reward of perseverance is not to get what you wanted, but to have made the journey, however that might look. I'd like to share a brief story with you which I thought was going to be an experience of perseverance, but ended up being about the journey itself. 6 years ago, I joined a pilgrimage to walk El Camino de Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Our group only did the last 100 miles of a 500-mile journey, but all of us trained for at least the prior 6 months. Yes, I was excited, but deep down I wondered if I could physically walk 6 to 8 hours a day for 7 days and keep up with the group, be comfortable with the people. The list of questions went on and on. After much prayer, I truly felt God was calling me to this experience. For what, I didn't know, but the call was very strong, and all the details of the trip fell into place. The point of my sharing this story with you is that it was not what I expected. I'm not sure exactly what I did expect, but it ended up being a shared journey. I walked pretty much by myself near the end of the group for the first couple of days. Part of our group had a very athletic folks who always started and finished first. But on the third day, Dave, who was a member of that group, had several blisters on his feet and had to walk very slowly. He soon joined me towards the rear, and we struck up a conversation. Long story short, together, Dave and I walked and talked for the next 3 days. Mostly Dave talked and I listened. As the days passed, I realized Dave desperately needed to tell his life story to someone, and I was who God had chose to listen to him. I was on the pilgrimage not for some miraculous revelation for myself, but to share the journey with Dave. So the Holy Spirit was really speaking to both of us through and with each other. I learned that perseverance is really about life's journey. Not necessarily where we go or what we do, but more importantly, who comes along for us and with us. How have we changed or grown? But also, who has helped us? Who have we helped along the way? Jesus is our ultimate companion and example. Struggles, big and small, provide unique opportunities for reliance, conversation, and union with Him if we realize we can't do this alone, nor are we meant to. Perseverance means to stay the course and trust that you are never alone. He is always there, and He always sends who and what you need for the journey. Ultimately, it is a call to faithfulness to God, to look not to ourselves but to Him, assured that, in spite of our failures and humanness, God is there and lovingly brings each of us to Himself. God bless.